from an agenda perspective, we're going to start with the theme 1 projects on LowCode, with Redbridge kicking us off, and then we're going to move to, next slide please, Sarah, the theme 2 projects with Birmingham City Council kicking that off. So I'm going to pass over then to Redbridge, I believe. So next couple of slides, please, Sarah. Tom, over to you.
Cool. That's me. Hey, thank you. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm Tom Harrison, Programme Director at Redbridge Council. I joined about 2 months ago, so it's been quite a ride so far. But yeah, our project is looking at low-code patterns for housing management. So if you go on to the next slide. Cheers. Yes, we've got quite a small team at present, but looking to grow it quite quickly. So currently we have Richard Bateman, who's user researcher and service designer, who's been around like central government for quite a while, is now working with us, and Miranda Mann, who's a user researcher and content designer, plus myself, who's acting as delivery manager for the time being. We're going to be appointing some partners for this project, so we need to get a design partner in to support the in-house team, and then 3 low-code platform providers, which kind of comes to the heart of our project. Currently, we've been funded just as a single council, but if other councils want to get involved in this, we're definitely up for getting more people involved. So hopefully getting some more friends soon. If you go on to the next slide. Cool. So what we're looking to achieve, housing management systems are basically big clunky ERP systems that don't really meet user needs very well. But a lot of what housing management teams do is basically case management. And this is an area I think that low-code platforms are really well suited to, more so than relationships. So our alpha is looking at determining the feasibility of delivering housing management functions on a low-code platform. So to do this, we're going to work with our design partner and in-house team to define a service pattern for changing a tenancy. We've picked changing a tenancy because it's kind of the most complicated thing that housing management teams do. So I think it's like a good way of stretching the capabilities of the platform. Once we have that service pattern, we're then going to be looking at implementing that pattern on 3 different platforms, and then comparing them against each other and just seeing like where the strengths and weaknesses are of different platforms, how they might be better suited for some organisations than others, but also kind of comparing that against a benchmark of what it's like to build this in native code. And that is us in 2 minutes.
Thank you, Tom. So if we move to the next lightning talk, James.
Hi, folks. Yeah, that was the way to do it, Tom. A couple of minutes, bang on. So yeah, ours is I want to talk to you about our platform that we're looking to build for our field workers. So I'm from Birmingham, and if I go on to the next slide, I will introduce the team. So unlike Tom, we've got a massive team, but I'm not going to try and introduce them all. I invite my team to put their cameras on, actually, just to give a little wave and say hello, those of you who are on the call. So yeah, so we're partnering with Microsoft. We're Microsoft House. We've got Rick on the call as well. He can give us a wave, Rick. So he's our Microsoft account director. Cheryl unfortunately can't make it today. She's our CIO. But we've got a couple of really key people: our delivery manager, our in-house delivery manager, Helen, and our agile coach, Azim. And I'm not sure if we've got Zahir, our product owner, on the line as well. But that's the kind of core of the team. As you can see here, so slightly doing this batch run because you don't know what I haven't said what we're delivering yet, but we're doing it in 3 Scrum teams managed by a Scrum of Scrums. Hi, Helen. And with some oversight from a business change manager, because this is a significant business change program across several thousand people in our organisation. So if we just pop on to the next slide, I'll give you a view about what it is we're delivering. So as I say, we have somewhere up to 7,000 field workers in Birmingham, and those are the people who are sort of out on the streets and in people's homes, delivering services face to face. We know from discovery work that we did that they have lots of challenges with things like connectivity in some of our tower blocks, for example, in some of the areas of the city that don't get very good connectivity. They don't always feel safe. There's no sort of consistent safety tool that we use. There's all sorts of productivity issues, which are generally caused by the connectivity challenges as well. So people having to input information manually when they get back to the office from being out and about, and it's really difficult to communicate with customers. So we are looking to build a platform which is going to be based on the LowCode element of Microsoft LowCode MS Xamarin, otherwise known as Net MAUI, and the Power Platform, and it'll be hosted in Azure. And it's going to be a platform which will give all of those field workers a common interface, a common front end, to be able to view their case files. It'll integrate a number of line of business systems to it. Might need access to those line of business systems when they're out in the field. They'll have access to them through the single sign-on. It will integrate a risk marker solution, which is a really important element of keeping people safe while they're out in the field. It will eliminate that double handling, so there'll be nothing that people won't be. They'll be able to upload files, they'll be able to record information, even when they're online or offline, and that'll all be uploaded to the line of business system silently in the background when they come back online. Big savings just in Birmingham itself, £2.3 million annual savings, we reckon. But the more exciting thing about this is the potential this could have to disrupt the sector around for field working, basically. And having spoken to some of you out there, I know you have your field workers have similar challenges, and we look forward to hearing more from you as we proceed through this. I'm very excited to hear from Colchester as well. I see they're doing something similar. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Next is Kieran, I believe. Yes.
Hello. Yeah. Thanks for having me here. Really excited to get going. Yeah, I'm Kieran, so I look after sort of all things IT at Colchester. We are developing a sort of fully featured end-to-end task management tool on the Power Platform. If we could jump onto the next slide, please. I'll just let you know who's here. Really important point, we are doing this in partnership with a couple of other authorities and hopefully people are on the call. So we are working with Tendring District Council and Malden District Council. We're all part of something called Essex Online Partnership, which is a really strong Essex-wide IT group, picks up all local authorities and blue lights services across Essex. We all have done development to a degree on the Power Platform. And I think our key principle around all of this is trying to make best use of the Microsoft licensing that we all pay for, or most of us pay for, because there's loads of functionality in there that we're paying for and not using. So we have a number of small teams, and we are really looking to work together to deliver something. And if I can pop onto the next slide, I'll tell you what that is. So as I say, we are looking to create or to build on something we've already created. So our alpha phase was delivered in-house at Colchester, and it is a full end-to-end Power Platform built task management application. It's based on our neighbourhood services team, so delivering environmental services, and it goes all the way through from we have dynamics at our front end, from a customer logging a request all the way through to be delivered to a mobile handset, with the Power Apps on that handset. I suppose we're looking in this next phase to take it a step further. So we know what we've built is great for an alpha phase. We've delivered 50, 60, 70,000 tasks through it in a calendar year, which is a decent amount for an organisation our size. What we're looking to do is step back, strip it back, and create a reusable set of modules around task management. We're then looking to build that out to meet the requirements of our neighbourhoods teams in Colchester, Tendring and Malden, but make that then a reusable product for any task management solution. So not only will we deliver or look to deliver a specific service for our neighbourhoods teams, but actually that engine on a free to use basis around task management. A couple of key points. There are lots of options with Microsoft around paid for additional premium services. We have built this and will continue to build this without utilising those. So it is essentially free to use with an E3 license. And we're very, very much focused on that user experience. I think it's quite exciting. There's lots of complicated integrations, lots of organisations that hold us to ransom around buying sort of add-ons for mobile devices and scheduling modules, and we can deliver all of that in the one application. That's me.
Thank you, Kieran. Next is Paul from Newcastle City Council. Paul.
Hi there, everybody. It's Paul here from sunny Newcastle. So pleased to meet you all, and it's great to hear about all the great projects that are happening so far. Can we have the next slide, please? So my team look after all the business applications in the city, dealing with lots of suppliers and service areas. So the team moving forward on this one is myself as a sponsor, and Jenny Nelson, who's our Digital Newcastle Programme Manager, will also be involved in resource from the ICT area, and also getting involved in the stakeholders in grant provision. We've also appointed FutureGov to work alongside us on user research, requirements definition, and just keeping us in line and making sure that we hit those very tough 12-week targets that we've been given. We've also got Netcall on board as well, who will be supplying professional services to build a low-code solution with us. So if we can move to the next slide, I'll tell you about what we're going to be delivering. Very simple. Hopefully the project will be simple and run nice and smoothly. But Newcastle, I'm sure, like lots of other local authorities, provide a handful of community grants. Unfortunately, we don't know the full picture there. We've got youth grants, war grants, social care grants. COVID grants has been a new thing. We've had 5 of those over the last year. We've handed out £63 million in grants just alone on the COVID ones, which is a huge amount, but there's been lots of different technologies involved. So the problem is no visibility of that full grant provision that we provide and how much money is involved. There's different methods of applying, using different technologies, even simple technologies such as a Word document with bank details in that are emailed into the council, which is not good. The COVID grant solution used 5 different technologies with lots of integration. None of that's based on user needs, and none of the applicants have any visibility to what stage their application is in the process. So what we want to achieve is understand all the grants that are available from the council, massively improve the user journey, make it more efficient for those service areas to process those grant applications, fully reportable, fully auditable, etc. Build a prototype that's modular so that other grants can use the system and also be transferable to other local authorities. But more importantly, from my point of view, it's, we've got lots of applications. I'm looking at consolidation, and I think low-code is certainly a way forward to help us deliver that. And that's it from Newcastle.
Thank you, Paul. Next, we've got Kit from Greenwich.
Morning all, from South East London. I'm Kit, and I lead digital and customer services at the Royal Borough of Greenwich. Next slide. And this is us. So our bid was to build a reusable community directory, and these are the people who are going to be rebuilding it. So we are the lead council, and then we're working with Will from Local Gov Drupal to explore the possible use of that platform. And we've got some great help from Essex as well. And we're looking to build on the open referral standard as well. So that is obviously not a partner, but that is something that we're looking to explore as part of this service. Next slide. So what we're doing is we want to try and make local information, advice and services more accessible, intuitive and easy to navigate for residents. So we have multiple community directories. Actually, we have a core one and then a few others as well. And we know from our research that other authorities are in the same position. We want to make the creation of community provision and the publishing of that to multiple areas much easier, not just for us, but for other authorities as well. So we're looking to expand on the open referral standard for that. And we're going to explore doing that through the Local Gov Drupal platform, as I said, but really the core of the problem we want to solve is to make that publishing much easier for other people. So we know we've got some interesting architectural bits to look at there. We want the service to be highly navigable, so we're going to be looking at some options around search. We know that the data bit of that needs to be really simple and really seamless as well. And we're thinking about content management quite heavily, as you might imagine. So for us, it's a really nice, interesting problem area. It's sort of complex enough that you want to get your teeth into it, but easy enough that we think we can tackle it in the timescale. So yeah, we're super excited, not just to be doing it, but obviously to be part of this community that we're so passionate about as well. That's it.
Thank you, Kit. Next up, we have Amy from Bristol City Council.
Hi, good morning. I'm from Bristol, and I have to remember not to refer to us as BCC with Birmingham in the group. So yeah, I'm Amy. I'm digital product owner for Bristol City Council. Next slide, please. This is our team. We've got quite a small in-house digital team at the moment. So on this project there, we've got testers, UX, Monica who's on the call, and our main developer. But we're looking to expand that and bring in contractors. So we need a front-end developer, full stack developer, and automation QA, just to make sure that we can really speed up the process. And we're supported by our in-house business team. So head of application digital, our change management project manager, and Alison, who's our main business sponsor. Next slide, please. So what we're trying to achieve, well, we finished the alpha phase, so we're just moving into the beta phase. And our project is a transformation project which provides additional funding to mainstream education settings across 375 schools across Bristol for those children that have special educational needs or disability. So those schools currently apply for the funding through a process called Top Up, and that is really manual. So as you can just about see, hopefully from the user mapping on the slide, sort of every stage of that is quite painful and frustrating, and it causes inconsistencies in funding at the moment. So yeah, there's Word documents, emails, people sort of even guessing what they can apply for and the funding amounts they can ask for. And our current alpha solution goes so far to solve some of these problems, but causes lots of issues with versioning control and especially user experience, which is what we want to simplify with this platform. So our vision is to transform the way that top-up funding is applied for and distributed, and to unify and centralise that, making the end-to-end process easier and less frustrating for schools and for the council. Our goals, sort of our high-level goals, are to reduce time needed to apply for the top-up funding, to reduce the volume of assessments that are incorrect, have a greater transparency and consistency of equity of the funding, and to increase the number of schools following a standardised application submission. So we're going to be building the front end as an app service using Spring Boot, Azure resources as the platform, so the function and logic apps, database and API management sort of for the heavy lifting, and obviously it's going to be coded in Java, and we're going to be publishing this in GitHub as a project to make it open source. But key to this really is our iterative approach, so we're looking to finish phase 1 sort of January and go into the testing. We're going to go into schools with some sort of small user groups to test this against, along with the more complex funding side of it, so that we can sort of put that into the phase 2, and also put in those iterative changes that are needed based on phase 1. And yeah, just keep learning and getting to a point where this is really helping funding and saving money across schools in Bristol. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Up next, we have Dave from Windsor and Maidenhead.
Good morning, folks. Again, very good to be here, and great to see how many projects are using LowCode, which is good because it's another one that we're using as well. So my name's Dave, project manager in the transformation team in Windsor and Maidenhead. Next slide, please. So we're not a big team, and we're sort of a bit of a jack of all trades team. So everyone you're seeing there, that's all of our web and digital business systems and project management capability as a council. So we all fit under the guise of transformation, led by a chap called Dan Brookman, who can't be here today. And critically, a couple of people on there. So GJ Stats, who are our development partner, going to be doing a lot of our low-code development work. We've been working with them previously on some other work. And again, Amazon, AWS, who we've been working with, who are hosting for us. We've done some quite close work with them. So there's us, there's those two, and then particularly want to plug community partners. So during COVID, and I'll tell you back to front way again about the project that we're doing, but we've worked incredibly closely with our community partners on a lot of the user acceptance testing as part of the alpha phase and building the wireframes, and it's really based on the feedback that they've been giving us on the platform that we're really able to take this to beta, so big shout out to them. Next slide. So more helpfully, what are we actually building? So this is building on a foundation that we built during COVID. So we built some wireframes of a platform that was in effect a community referrals platform built in LowCode. So for our shielded populations, clinically extremely vulnerable, which I'm sure a lot of you had to deal with as well, we were getting lots of information on people in the community that needed help, but we didn't necessarily have the resource or the expertise to actually be able to help them in the way that they needed. So what we did is we started to build a platform that could take a lot of different feeds coming in. So it would take data from a number of different settings on individuals who needed help. It would then process that data and in a GDPR compliant way be able to get that out to people in the community who would actually be able to deliver the support. So civil society partners, as DHSC would call them. So the app does some of that processing. It pushes out some of those requests to the communities, and so volunteers who have been sort of correctly checked and are working with some of our local agencies would be able to pick up their mobiles. They'd get a little ping in the same way I'm sure as the field workers app would work. They would be able to help somebody in the community and be able to fire back requests back into a main system. For anything that couldn't be dealt with in the community, it could be pushed back over to health, social care or the statutory partners who might be able to deliver the next layer of support. So that's what we did the building on during COVID. We hope in the beta phase that we can continue to capitalise on that. We can push it out more widely. So work closely with social prescribers, work with partners in social care, and work with a number of different community partners, just to help some of those low-level referrals, the things that don't necessarily need our time and attention, but really would benefit someone in the community, just popping over. Think about loneliness, digital isolation, even shopping or little bits and pieces off the back of COVID. There's a lot of different uses we think for this platform. So definitely excited to get going and get building. That's all from us.
Thank you, Dave. Next up, we have Tom from Birmingham City Council, and now we're moving on to theme 2, which is on improving vital digital services. Tom.
Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. My name's Tom Few. I'm a business relationship manager within Birmingham City Council. So start with the team. So firstly, I think my colleague from Birmingham, Narinder Sagu, is on the call today, and I also believe that we've got representatives from all 14 local authorities on the call as well that will be involved in this particular project. And the project is to deliver the digitised brokerage marketplace for child placement in the West Midlands. And we are in the process of mobilising the delivery team. Andy Jerseth from Coventry will be our product manager with support from Narinder, with Coventry and Birmingham being the lead local authorities. Andy is the West Midlands Commissioning Hub manager and our key liaison with all the local authorities that use the portal. The team, working with our existing partner in Birmingham, Methods, we've just identified a number of specific individuals to fill the remaining roles on the team. That meeting actually took place yesterday, so we're now pleased to say we're now fully resourced on that front. It will be another low-code development, and my colleague James Gregor has already mentioned the relationship we have with Microsoft in Birmingham with regard to the field workers project. Next slide, please. So what we're looking to achieve, local authorities in England spend over 2 billion per annum on foster and residential care placements, from third parties. The data we need to manage the children in the care market is fragmented across different systems managed by different teams in the various local authorities. In the West Midlands, as elsewhere, the process of undertaking placement searches and brokerage within the market is managed through a regional placement portal. However, much of that information shared through the portal is free text, the use of Word and Excel documents, and it doesn't allow the free flow of the data or its analysis, more importantly. The government and local authorities recognise the market is broken and there are bottlenecks in meeting and responding to demand. and tensions around pricing, poor value for money, and a lack of focus on outcomes. So by working with users to redesign the portal and turn it into a digital marketplace with more automation and digitizing of our placement processes, we aim to capture, and this is the essence of it, we aim to capture the structured data specifically during the contracting process. So those are the areas highlighted in deep red there within the dotted box, because that's the data that's going to really make the difference in terms of managing this service going forward. And we think this could unlock savings of up to about £8 million per annum, over the next 5 years or so. And finally, the placements portal project has the potential to act as a catalyst for change nationally, which would be great. And that's it from me.
Thank you, Tom. So next up, we've got Mike from Rugby Borough Council.
Good morning all. So my name is Mike Connell. I'm the Chief Officer for Digital and Communications here at Rugby Borough Council. Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. So we are the lead council in this. Our partners are Dorset, the Royal Borough of Kingston, the London Borough of Sutton, and Northumberland County Council. And I believe I've got Will, Neil, Lisa, and Lee on the call, who, if you have their video on, feel free to wave at the camera. So we are all digital place for local public services users, which is an open DXP digital platform designed for making and reusing services in local government, which is based on the open source LifeRay DXP. Our project team that we're looking at the moment is a BA, a DA. We'll have a cross-council delivery manager. Although we will be leading on this, it will be very, very much a shared partnership working here. User research, design of relevant services, and obviously project management. Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. So what's the problem? Well, so here at Rugby Borough Council, we've gone through the pain of integrating our waste management system into a customer portal and also providing the back office delivery. We've tested and tweaked it. And we've got a well-integrated system now, which provides a variety of services. So green waste subscriptions, bin days, assisted waste pullouts, missed bins, live responses. And we've sort of patched it together using a combination of APIs, some Azure middleware, which translates from XML to JSON, because there currently isn't support for XML inside LifeRay. And then there's some consumers in there. And we've done it with pretty limited resources. We're quite a small authority, but we've got to a place where the system is reliable and efficient. But the question we asked is, why should everybody else have to go through this pain? Can I have the next slide, please? So that's what we're hoping to solve here, really, is to pull all of this information together, place it onto a low-code platform, and provide the service improvements and efficiencies by taking all of those middleware sort of components out and pulling it into a single place. We'll be doing it, presenting the user journeys, the process maps, and the improvements as we go through that, being very transparent so that anybody that's interested can follow this. Trying to get as few systems as possible and bring it all together into a single platform. We're going to be doing it across multiple waste management systems, which will be web aspects, which is what we use. And then we've got Echo and Bartek involved from our partners as well. And then we'll use these integrated connectors. We'll create front-end modules, which will allow residents and back office users to be able to interact. Oh, and I've lost, thank you. And then we'll give low-code access to these integrations. And in my head, it's pick a waste management system, put in the required details, activate the modules. So do the hard work to make things simple is where I'm coming from here, really. And it'll all be inside GitHub and open source. And it's exciting times. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you, Mike. So that's the 9 amazing projects that we are funding. So just super exciting in terms of the range of different services and the different platforms and services that are being built. So really excited to have everyone here today.